Okay, the first House bill is rather 7355, sponsored by Representative McLaughlin. It's a House resolution recognizing the fetus as a human life upon the existence of a heartbeat. Is Representative McLaughlin come forward? All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
members of the committee, I want to thank you for hearing my bill. Basically, the bill, set before you is what it does. It acknowledges the unborn, okay, as human beings. It's a resolution, with the advancement in technology that's been set forth since 1973, Roe versus Wade. It goes on and lists, I could go, whereas upon fertilization, so on and so forth, the 42 stages of gestation during the pregnancy period. What I'm here tonight, and, to try and ask you, okay, I've been here before on the same bill, and you probably know me. I kind of feel like Moses going before the Pharaoh, and asking to consider these little ones as human beings. All right. If you look at the different periods of gestation, upon fertilization, conception. Back in 1973, they didn't have all the scientific evidence and data they have today. What I'm basically saying is, I look and I say, the little ones are born upon conception. They have a DNA, okay, unlike anyone else's DNA in this room, okay? It's all individual DNA. They're separate and apart from each other. All right? They have during the periods of gestation, they ascertain fingerprints, unlike any other human being in the world, which sets them apart. Their identity has already been earmarked, And, with that said, I would basically ask this committee tonight, all I'm asking for is a fair shake, okay, that it be sent to the floor. All right? I don't know whether it's 5 or 6 times I've been before you, but I would ask this committee to consider putting it to the floor, all right? And we celebrate the month of February, Black History. Well, the Civil Rights Movement, which is phenomenal. We're all God's creation, and they've come forward. I would strongly recommend tonight and urge everybody, okay, that the unborn, okay, although it's current law in the state, that they be recognized as human beings. And if I could share a little story with you, Chairman, with your permission.
Yes.
I was I was a little bit nervous today. I was trying to find a picture of my son, okay, who was born with his heart reversed. It's pretty, I saw that struggle from 5 months when my wife was told to abort, okay? Basically, I saw the fight for life, the struggle to take that first breath, what he went through, okay? And I sit here tonight and I can only imagine, what other little ones go through. But with that said, I had a conversation with a first responder the other night, and I know this is not germane to the conversation, but he's a young man who was on a Cumberland Rescue, and he said, would you please tell these people this from me, all right? He said, basically, when I first got on the rescue, he said, one night we got a call. a young lady had a miscarriage, okay? And that was traumatic enough. He said, but all she could say was, please, try and retrieve my baby. And they did. And he said, when I picked this little thing up, they put it in a towel, okay? When he picked this little thing up, he said, it was in a fetal position, okay? Wrapped in a fetal position with hands, arms, legs. And he looked like, he said, Jim, he said, my wife was 4 months pregnant. He said, I will never forget that sight, So that's how valuable life is. So with that said, there has been major improvements. They actually operate in a womb now, all right? You're not going to believe this, but my mother was 5'10", all right? 5'10", big woman, all right? She had 4 kids. When she was born, how much do you think she weighed? 1 pound, 4 ounces. You know what they did? They didn't have incubators back then. They put her in a cigar box, unlifted the gas stove there. That was her incubator. But the woman grew up to be, she had that chance at life. So all I'm asking you is, let's recognize this is no threat to abortion, okay? Let's recognize them and give them the dignity to be called human beings. I don't think that's asking a lot. So with that said, thank you for hearing me, Chairman, and members of the committee, and, I just wanted to share that with you tonight. So if you could, I'm like Moses, I come back. So once again, thank you.
Any questions for the sponsor?